You've seen the diagram. 4 overlapping circles. What you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can be paid for. Right there in the middle, Ikigai. Your reason for being. It's on motivational Instagram posts. It's in self-help books. It's probably tattooed on someone's forearm right now. And I'm going to be honest with you, the way the Western world uses Ikigai is not only incomplete, it might be the reason you've been saying yes to paychecks that insult your talent for years. Let me explain through someone who learned this the hard way. Meet David. He's 29, lives in Austin, Texas, works as a graphic designer at a boutique branding agency. He loves design, genuinely loves it. He's the guy who gets excited about kerning and color theory and spends his weekends experimenting with typography for fun. When he graduated college, everyone told him the same thing. Find your passion and you'll never work a day in your life. So he did. He found his passion. He followed the Ikigai diagram. He landed a job doing exactly what he loved for a company whose mission he believed in, solving problems that the world actually needed solved. 3 out of 4 circles. David was making $41,000 a year in Austin as a designer with 5 years of experience and a portfolio that regularly won client pitches. He knew he was underpaid. His friends in tech were pulling $75,000, $90,000, some of them 6 figures. But every time David thought about asking for a raise or looking elsewhere, a little voice in his head whispered, "But you love what you do. Isn't that enough? Isn't that the whole point?" That little voice wasn't wisdom. That little voice was a misunderstanding of Ikigai that has been weaponized against workers for decades. Here's what most people don't know. That famous 4-circle Venn diagram that everyone calls Ikigai is not actually Ikigai. It was created by a Western author who combined Ikigai with a separate Spanish concept called propósito and mashed them into a neat visual. It spread like wildfire online because it looked clean and felt profound. But in Japan, Ikigai doesn't look like that at all. The Japanese concept of Ikigai is far more subtle, more personal, and critically, it has absolutely nothing to do with monetizing your joy. In Okinawa, one of the world's blue zones where people routinely live past 100, Ikigai might be your morning garden. It might be the tea you make for your neighbor every Tuesday. It might be watching your grandchildren learn to read. It's the small daily reason you get out of bed. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be profitable. And it certainly doesn't have to be your job. The Japanese understand something that Western hustle culture has deliberately erased. Your reason for living and your source of income do not need to be the same thing. In fact, forcing them together can poison both. This is exactly what happened to David. Because he loved design, he tolerated being underpaid. Because he felt purpose in his work, he didn't push back when his boss piled on extra projects without extra compensation. Because the Ikigai diagram told him that passion plus purpose plus skill plus pay equals fulfillment, he assumed that having 3 out of 4 meant he was close enough. He wore his low salary like a badge of honor. At least I'm not miserable like the guys in corporate, he'd say. But he was miserable. Just a different flavor of miserable. The kind where you love Monday mornings but can't afford to fix your car on Friday after. Here's the trap, and it's everywhere. Employers have figured out that people who love their work will accept less money for it. The passion economy isn't just a buzzword, it's a business strategy. We're like a family here. We offer a creative environment. The work itself is the reward. You've heard these lines. They're not culture. They're discount codes. They're ways to get $80,000 worth of talent for $45,000 because the talent happens to enjoy showing up. And the Ikigai diagram, misused, gives employees the philosophical permission to accept that deal. It tells them that if the work checks the boxes of love, skill, and purpose, then the money circle can build. David's turning point came during a conversation with a Japanese coworker named Yuki. He mentioned Ikigai, showed her the diagram on his phone, and she laughed. Not meanly, just genuinely surprised. She told him that her Ikigai was hiking with her dog on Saturday mornings, that it had nothing to do with her job. She liked her job fine. She was good at it. But her job was how she funded her life, and her life was where her Ikigai lived. she told David something that rearranged his entire brain. Your job doesn't owe you meaning, and your meaning doesn't owe you a discount on your salary. David started job hunting the next week. Same field, same passion. But this time, he led with his market value, not his emotional attachment. He negotiated. He compared offers. He stopped telling himself that loving the work meant he should accept less for it. Within 2 months, he had a new position at a larger agency, $74,000 a year. Same type of work, same creative fulfillment, almost double the money. Nothing about his talent changed. Nothing about his passion changed. What changed was that he stopped letting a misunderstood Japanese philosophy subsidize his employer's payroll. And here's where I want to land this. Ikigai is beautiful. The real version, the Japanese version, the one that says your reason for getting out of bed can be quiet and small and completely unrelated to your LinkedIn profile. That version frees you. It tells you that you don't have to build a career around your deepest joy. You can just have a job that pays well and the life that means something. Those two things can coexist without overlapping. You can be a well-paid accountant whose Ikigai is painting watercolors on Sunday. You could be a highly compensated software engineer whose Ikigai is coaching Little League. The money funds the meaning. So, if you're sitting there right now, talented and passionate and suspiciously underpaid, I want you to ask yourself one question. Am I being compensated for my skill, or am I giving a discount because I enjoy the work? If the answer is the second one, you don't have an Ikigai problem. You have a negotiation problem. And the fix isn't another self-help book. The fix is knowing your market rate, walking into a room and saying, I love this work, and my price is my price. Those two things are not in conflict. They never were. Drop a comment if this reframes something for you. I know it hit different for me when I first learned it. Subscribe if you want more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.